What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this, puppy. Puppy, you're not gonna like this, but I'm speaking facts. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. Okay, listen. PlayStation 5 Pro gamers are PC gamers wannabes. Oh my goodness, this actually hit me tonight as I'm going through X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and I keep constantly seeing PlayStation 5 Pro owners posting on Twitter instead of playing their games, asking and begging for validation for their purchase. And then it hit me. Oh my goodness. I've been wondering why there's been this crazy debate between the PS5 Pro and PC, and PlayStation 5 Pro owners have been getting their chest all puffed up and talking about PC, which is like that's a losing battle. But then I see PC gamers trying to fight back, saying, well, yeah, I could build a $700 PC to compete with the PS5 Pro and all that sort of stuff. And the arguments just get weird because a console is not a PC, a console is not a PC, a console is not a PC. However, though, these PlayStation 5 Pro owners are PC gamers wannabe. See, they've been talking all this trash about PC gamers, and they don't know that Sony literally has made them what they claim to hate. Now, the problem is that they got the worst PC. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. The PlayStation 5 Pro is the most powerful console that's out right now, but yet it is the worst PC you can get. And I'm using PC with quotes because it's a PC wannabe. Now I know I'm losing you, but stay with me here, okay? We're just gonna answer some questions, okay? And you answer them honestly over there by yourself, and we'll see if we come to the same agreement. All right? Question number 1: what gamer typically, right, this is not 100% across the board, but we can be honest with each other. What gamer typically plays with a FPS counter on? PC gamers or console gamers? PC gamers. Now, guess who else is starting to play with FPS counters on? PlayStation 5 Pro gamers. And rightfully so, because if you don't play with that counter on and you don't know how much more frames you're getting than you were getting before, then there was no point in buying the PS5 Pro. You see, that higher FPS counter is what's going to validate your purchase. The same way that for PC gamers, that FPS counter is what lets them know that the graphics card that they paid for, the system that they paid for, is worth it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So again, the very first question: what gamer plays with an FPS counter on? PC gamers or console gamers? For the most part, it's PC gamers. PlayStation 5 Pro gamers, they want to be PC gamers. Now they're playing with that counter on. Okay, that's number 1. What gamers do you know? Question number 2: the first thing they do when they load up the game is go into the settings. PC gamers or console gamers? As soon as the game loads up, the first thing they do is go check graphics settings, see what it's running at. PC gamers or console gamers? It's PC gamers, right? But I guarantee you, every single person that has a PlayStation 5 Pro, as soon as they run the game, they're going to the settings to check all the multiple settings. Now, before someone says, I do that with my Xbox Series X and my base PS5, no, you don't. What you're doing is simply making sure that you're running the game at performance mode. That's pretty much it. These fools, these PlayStation 5 Pro owners, wannabe PC gamers, are toggling between 4 to 5 different settings, which then means, okay, question number 3. We're going to go to question number 3. Which gamer can go ahead, start playing the game, the game is running fine, yet they'll stop, go back into the menu settings and see if they could change a setting to make it run maybe a little bit better, or see if they could see something a little bit different? What gamer does that? The PC gamer or the console gamer? The PC gamer. Because PC games, when you run the game, for the most part, the game's gonna know what hardware you have, and it'll just run it based off your hardware. And for the most part, the games do pretty good. This is gonna run fine. And you'll go in there, change some settings, go ahead, run the game, right? And the game will run perfectly fine. And then you'll go back in there and still change something else. Don't lie to me. I know how PC gaming works. Trust me, I do the same thing. But a console gamer doesn't do that. A console gamer, performance mode, fidelity mode, that's it. But these PlayStation 5 Pro gamers will put the game in performance mode. Then they'll go back and put in performance ray tracing. Then they'll go back and put in fidelity ray tracing. Then they'll put in for diversity. They're PC gamers wannabe. That's the third one. Okay. The last but not least. Okay. What gamer, okay, literally buys hardware simply based on the performance of the hardware? Not any software that's coming to it. Ooh, this is question number 4. This one's tough. Let me say it again. Which gamer buys new hardware, okay, simply based on the performance of the hardware and not on the software or what the games that are coming to that hardware? Who does that? PC gamers or console gamers? PC gamers. A PC gamer will buy a more powerful graphics card to play games that they already have access to play, just so they could play the games better. Guess who's now doing that? PlayStation 5 Pro gamers. Sony literally sold PlayStation 5 Pro owners a console solely based on settings. You understand that, right? And what's funny is all the hypocrisy, because I see a lot of PlayStation 5 Pro owners saying that they don't want to go to PC because they don't want to tinker. You're a tinkerer when you go to PC, or whatever word they use. But now here they are tinkering with their console. But what's sad is that it's the worst type of tinkering, because it's a limited based tinkering. You really don't have free option. And when you, and here's the thing, this is where I'm going to get them, because a lot of them are going to say it's not the same as on PC, where you got to change all these options. And again, that's ignorance on them, because they just don't know. But we're going to go ahead and help them. They say I only have to choose between 4 or 5 different settings. Well, guess what, dummy? Or even 3 different settings. Let's say it's only 3 settings, which I know most of the games have more than 3 different options. But let's say it's just 3. Guess what PC gamers have as well, if they choose to just change 3 different settings? You ready? You ready, idiot? You ready? Low, medium, high. That's all it is. You see, when you're playing the highest frame rate mode on that PlayStation 5 Pro, essentially what you're picking is the lowest settings that you can to get the highest frames possible. If I want higher frames in a game, I'll just put everything on low settings. The preset, it'll be low. I don't have to tinker every single tech. No. One slot, low, medium, or high. Now, PC gamers know that the difference between high and ultra high or whatever, or ultra, is very minimal. But that's the basics. Low, medium, high. The difference is we get to pick low, medium, high with ray tracing on or ray tracing off. PlayStation 5 Pro, you can't really do that. So Sony literally is making you do what you talk trash about PC gamers doing, tinkering before they actually play the game. Yet you're having the worst experience possible. And now it makes sense. Now it makes sense to me. Anyone that tries to make the excuse, oh, it's my hobby, I got money, I could go ahead and do it. If it's your hobby and you got money and you're okay with changing settings, then you should get the machine that's going to allow you to change the most setting and have the best experience possible for the hobby that you like. And you know what that is. I'm sorry if it's really loud. You know what that is. What is it? It's going to be a PC. But you see, you won't get a PC, or you won't game fully on PC, because you're a PC gamer wannabe. Damn, that's crazy. See, I moved from console to PC, and I'm learning all this PC stuff. And yes, the tinkering is crazy. And it's something that I miss from the console, just being able to turn it on and pick between performance and fidelity, and that's it, and then just run the game and whatever, right? But the more that I tinker, the more that I like the fact that I get to literally choose exactly how I play the game. I get to turn off motion blur if I wish. I get to turn off film grain, shadows. I could go ahead, turn off, change the lighting. I could go ahead to texture streaming. I could do all kinds of stuff. I could pick between different upscaling methods if I wish, right? I like being able to do all that stuff. But yes, before I play the game, I'm tinkering with the game. But now all PlayStation 5 Pro owners are also tinkering as well. Because if they're not, and all they're doing is turning on the PlayStation 5 Pro and just playing the game without even going into the settings and tinkering, then they're really big idiots, because they should have just stayed with the PS5. Because they really don't know what the difference is. And that's a dilemma that they have. Now, they have to admit that they're tinkerers. Now they have to admit that they're PC gamers wannabe. And now that does make more sense as to why you should have just gotten a PC if you were going to tinker anyways. Oh my goodness. And then this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with, is this here. As smart as Mark Cerny is, and I believe he is a genius, he lied to your face. He lied straight to your face. I remember seeing it. He said, we saw that most people picked performance mode over fidelity mode. So what we wanted to was bridge the gap between performance mode and fidelity mode so that you could still achieve those high frame rates that you wanted and still get the same fidelity as the fidelity mode. That's what the PlayStation 5 Pro was supposed to do. Meaning, if they would have executed exactly like Mark Cerny said it was supposed to, the PlayStation 5 Pro shouldn't have had more options. It should have had less options. It should have been every single game the console experience, meaning you just turn on the game in game, because on the PlayStation 5 Pro, it's gonna be running in performance mode with the fidelity visuals. Every single game, no matter what, don't have to tinker anything. That's what it should have been. Instead, they tricked you fools into now having even more choices to pick from. It really is genius. They sold you a console strictly based on settings. When you told me again, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't worry. But you told me you buy a console for the games. You already had the console. You already had a PS5. So what you bought this one for? Some of you didn't even buy the PlayStation 4 Pro, and you went ahead and got bamboozled into buying the PlayStation 5 Pro. There are some console gamers, some true console gamers out there, though, that went and bought a PlayStation 5 Pro and are literally telling you it's not worth it. I don't see no difference. There's some people that have already returned their PlayStation 5 Pro. That's a real console gamer. There's nothing wrong with wanting to tinker, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a console gamer. Nothing wrong at all. But what I don't like is wannabes. No. Let's call it what it is. If you bought a PlayStation 5 Pro and you're enjoying your PlayStation 5 Pro, that's fine. But don't talk about PC gamers and changing their settings and all that other stuff and tinkering and all that other stuff. Don't even laugh at those jokes. Because at the end of the day, PlayStation 5 Pro owners, you're also tinkering within settings, except you're having the worst experience possible. You think it's great. But if you really like changing settings, and money's not an option, not an issue, because that's what everybody that bought a PlayStation 5 Pro is saying, that money's not an issue, because it's $700, right? It's an expensive console, right? If money's not an issue, go ahead and buy a high-end PC then. And then you could really change all the settings you want. And I guarantee you that, yes, a $4,000 PC is going to run Ratchet & Clank way better than the PlayStation 5 Pro. Or you could stay on the PlayStation 5 Pro and be a PC gamer wannabe. I told you weren't going to like this one. But everything that I said is facts. Dark1985. There's levels to this. Go ahead, bring it on. It's not going to go well for you. You know I'm right. You're just mad that I called out that you're changing settings. Ooh, that's nasty work. We out. Peace.